This is Democracy Now! I'm Amy Goodman. The United States and allied nations in Latin America are ratcheting up pressure on Venezuela in what appears to be a coordinated effort to remove Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro from office. Maduro was sworn in last week to a second six-year term following his victory in last May's election, which was boycotted by the opposition. Days before Maduro was sworn in, opposition figure Juan Guaido became head of the National Assembly, which soon voted to declare Maduro a usurper in an effort to remove him from office. The United States, Brazil, and other nations have welcomed the effort. Vice President Mike Pence tweeted, "The U.S. strongly supports the courageous decision by Juan Guaido to declare the country's presidency vacant." On the day of Maduro's inauguration, January 10th, U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo called Guaido to congratulate him on his election victory to head the National Assembly. Then National Security Advisor John Bolton announced, quote, "The United States does not recognize Venezuelan dictator Nicolas Maduro's illegitimate claim to power," unquote. Brazil, now led by the far-right president Jair Bolsonaro, has gone a step further by saying it recognizes Juan Guaido as the rightful president of Venezuela, even though Guaido himself hasn't even claimed that title. A group of Latin American countries known as the Lima Group also recently voted to not recognize the legitimacy of Maduro's presidency. Mexico was the sole dissenter. The U.S.-led effort targeting the oil-rich nation of Venezuela dates back 2 decades since the late Hugo Chavez became president in 1999. In November, John Bolton accused Venezuela, Cuba, and Nicaragua of being part of a troika of tyranny. In September, the New York Times reported the Trump administration conducted secret meetings with rebellious military officers in Venezuela to discuss overthrowing Maduro. In August, Maduro survived an assassination attempt when he was attacked by a small drone. He accused the U.S. and Colombia of being involved in the plot. In 2017, President Donald Trump said he could not rule out a, quote, military option to deal with Venezuela. All of this comes as Venezuela is facing a staggering economic crisis caused in part by falling oil prices and broad U.S. sanctions. According to the IMF, inflation is over 1,000,000% in the last year, the highest rate in the world. There are widespread reports of food and medicine shortages. The United Nations estimates 3 million Venezuelans have left Venezuela since 2015, resulting in what the UN has described as an unprecedented migration crisis in Latin America. As the political turmoil intensifies, Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro has reached out to the United Nations to help establish a peace dialogue in Venezuela. Venezuela's Foreign Minister Jorge Ariaza met this week with UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres here in New York. On Thursday, I had a chance to interview Foreign Minister Ariaza, who has served as foreign minister for the past 3 years. From 2013 to 16, he served as Venezuela's vice president. I began by asking him if he